We recently cut our cost per lead with our Facebook ads in half, from this to this, without changing our creative, meaning our image or our video, or our headline. We focused on one part of the ad that is so often overlooked, but obviously makes a huge difference when you actually spend some time on it and get it right. It all comes down to first understanding what a person actually sees when your ad pops up in the newsfeed. You've got three main elements. First of all is the creative, meaning the image or the video that you use in the ad. Next, you've got the headline, which is the bit in bold just below the creative. And the other main thing they see is the first few lines of the copy, which sits just above your creative. For the purpose of this video, I'll call the first few lines of copy the hook. And the hook is an extremely important element that turns people from simply those who see your ad in the feed to people who take action. You see, the creative catches their initial attention when they're scrolling. The headline draws them in a little bit more. And the hook is what determines whether or not they keep reading, go deeper, and then see and click on your call to action. It's the part of your copy that hooks them and gets them to keep reading. And you'll actually find clues inside your data that will tell you if your hook is working well or not. You see, Facebook gives us two different metrics when it comes to clicks. They tell us our click-through rate all and our link click-through rate. Now, link click-through rate is pretty self-explanatory. That's the percentage of people who actually click the link in our ad. But click-through rate all is a little different. This tells us the percentage of people who are actually clicking on any part of our ad, meaning it could be the link, it could be the like button, it could be leaving a comment, or most commonly, it's the see more button in our ad that allows people to expand our copy and keep reading. If you do a really good job with your hook, then lots of people are going to be clicking that see more button to expand the text and keep reading. That means that your click-through rate all inside your Facebook ad manager is going to be really high. That's your indicator that your hook is doing a good job. If we take a look at the performance of this ad before and after this change, take a look at the difference in the click-through rate all. Here's before and here's after. See how much of a difference that made. And all we changed here is the first few lines of our copy. We didn't overhaul all of the copy, we simply changed those first few lines that are visible before a user clicks on see more. And our lead costs came down so dramatically simply because we got more people to click see more and continue reading the copy, which means more people actually read our call to action and therefore more people then took that action. And you know what that means? You can actually do the same. Most people completely overlook this. And instead of simply taking their best ads and improving the hooks, they completely throw the baby out with the bathwater and they start testing new creatives and entire new pieces of copy, when often you'll get much better performance if you focus on this one piece. So here are my two favorite ways to improve your hooks. As a quick side note, if you like getting insights like these, insights into what to test next and what's working right now with ads and marketing in general, make sure you're on my newsletter where I deliver insights like this every single week, and a lot of it is stuff that I don't share here on YouTube. My focus is mainly on helping creators, digital product owners or digital course creators and coaches. There's a link down in the description, so make sure you do click that if you want to jump on the newsletter. Now, the first method I like to use to quickly improve my hook is to use a story. See, most ads are really boring. You'll find ads that say things like, if you're a coach and you'd like to get new clients, but you're struggling to get X, Y, and Z working, blah, blah, blah. Really boring. And the problem with that is they just scream, hey, sales pitch coming up, get ready to be sold into, clicking a link and going somewhere else. But instead, you should try and begin with a story in those first few lines of your ad. You really need to try and make it extremely compelling, interesting, and most importantly of all, you want to focus on creating an open loop. And you need to do that all before the text gets cut off. So that's the other thing I'll note here. You should write your ads and always preview them to see exactly where your copy gets cut off at that see more button. Because what you need to do when you're writing these story-based hooks is write them in a way that's very carefully crafted so that you get their interest and create that open loop before the see more button gets cut off. It's all about that timing. If it gets cut off in the wrong spot, it's not going to have the same effect. When I talk about open loops, if you're still confused about that, think about your favorite TV show. At the end of every single episode, any good TV show does this. They leave you with something that makes you really, really excited about next week's episode. They leave the story in a place where you need to find out what happens next. And that's ideally what you want to do with this story element of your hook. Here's a quick example. I could say something like this. In 2021, I made the biggest investment decision I've ever made in my business, and I signed a $100,000 a month contract with an SEO agency. 12 months and over $1 million later, I open my Google Analytics dashboard and this is what I see. ... See more. So what I've done there, as you see, I started with a story, and if somebody is in the online business world or has ever thought about or is wanting to work in SEO, they're going to be really interested by this story. And I've left it in a place that leaves the user wanting to click see more so they can find out what it is that I saw. Was it good? Was it bad? What was it? It's that open loop that creates the interest that gets them to click see more to continue reading your text. Something else I haven't mentioned to this point as well is that whenever somebody engages with your ad in any way, meaning they click on it or they dwell and they sit and watch it for a long period of time, but particularly if they click that see more button, Facebook see that as positive engagement. It's the user telling Facebook, hey, I'm actually interested in this ad. And when Facebook knows that people are interested in your ad and they see more engagement on your ads than your competitors, then they actually push your ad out to more people, meaning your ad costs go down. So getting more people to click that see more button by having a really good hook actually drives your ad costs down even more, simply because the algorithm likes that. Okay, so that's the story-based hook. Now, the next method I like to use is to say something contrarian or a little controversial, which means saying something in the opening of your ad that stands out to your particular target audience and is going to grab their attention because it goes against the belief or the commonly held assumption that is already existing inside their head. Let's take an example in the parenting space. You could say something like this: toddlers don't ignore us because they're trying to be bad. The truth is, you may have trained your toddler to ignore you without even realizing it. This happens when you repeat yourself over and over again and then ... see more. So you've drawn them in by saying, hey, you might be making a mistake that's actually doing the opposite of what you're trying to do, which is get your toddler to listen. So you've drawn in the attention of any parent who's got a toddler that doesn't listen. And then you've created an open loop by starting to describe the behavior pattern, but actually stopped it at a really interesting point that's going to make them want to click that button to see the rest of the text. This method is also really, really effective. Now, no matter what you do, no matter which method you choose, whether it's the story or whether it's the contrarian opinion, you need to test a lot of different variations of this. What I would do is take my best performing copy in terms of link click-through rate, meaning my copy where a lot of people are clicking the link, and I would take that and try and improve my hook so that my click-through rate all goes up. Because what's going to happen then is I know that copy actually, once people start to read it, performs well in terms of getting them to click the link. So there's a huge potential benefit there if I can get more people to read all of that copy by improving my hook and getting more of them to click the see more button and expand it, then I'm going to be able to take advantage of those outsized potential gains. It really comes down to identifying the biggest area for improvement or biggest opportunity available to you right now using data versus just going in and choosing a random ad or some random copy to try and improve. But of course, you might want to improve your copy as a whole while you're also trying to improve your hooks. And if you do, make sure you watch this video next. That's going to show you how to write better Facebook ad copy in general, so you can combine it with what you've just learned in this video to create ads that perform significantly better to the ones you've got now. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.